Thanks for coming to today's talk. See a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. For folks who don't know me, I'm Vinesh. I lead the AI product team at Qualcomm, where I have the absolute privilege, I should say, of thinking blue sky and hogging our fantastic engineering and research teams to translate that vision into reality. So for today, the topic of my talk is deploying large models on client devices. We have done quite a few, and I'll kind of walk through some of the success stories and some of the pain points and challenges and how we're actually looking at addressing it moving forward. First one, generative AI, by definition, was a terminology not popular, give or take, about 2 years ago. Everything changed when DALL-E and ChatGPT was announced. Everybody was quite enamored with the synthetic text or synthetic content that can be generated just with an input prompt. It was all awesome. But the biggest challenge has been is if you really want to scale, the question really becomes is how do you deploy scalable solutions on client devices? And I kind of explain that with a perfect example. At Qualcomm, we work with various vendors, various OEMs, various partners. One such example has been the voice AI, wherein we actually wanted to support 40 plus different languages to translate that into a text that can invoke a large model. To host just the language translation part on the cloud, it costs approximately 80 cents per user per hour. That is close to give or take about 200K per user. That is free service that needs to be delivered to the consumer. So the enterprise guys have to eat up that cost, not to mention the infrastructure to really host that specific service. And when you try to scale that to hundreds of consumers, the cost runs into multi-million dollars. And slowly, it starts eating into the enterprise gross margins. And this is evident even today. Right, so it's become quite evident when you start working with a lot of these enterprise vendors is they really want to transition some of these workloads to the client devices. And we at Qualcomm have been putting a lot of emphasis on how do you really make edge AI much more relevant on client devices. And I'll kind of walk you through some of the scenarios, but I want to kind of set the stages why this is becoming important, why now, and how we're trying to really commercialize this on both B2B and a B2C kind of engagement models.